I am Dr. Sonu Sharma. Today we are going to discuss about the pharmacogenetics. What is pharmacogenetics? Some individuals have different genetic makeup, because of which the uh, uh, drugs act differently in these peoples. For example, in some person, G6PD deficiency, there is glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency present, because of which after intake of some drugs such as primaquine, uh, nitrofurantoin and furojolidine is cause hemolysis in these patients because of intake of these drugs in G6PD deficient individual. And in other cases such as in succinylcholine intake, uh, succinylcholine causes succinylcholine induced apnea in some people, so we should be conscious about that. And Halothane causes malignant hyperthermia in some individuals, uh, so we should be conscious while giving halothane to these peoples, because of their different genetic makeup. Uh, that these drugs react differently in these people. And some drugs such as sulfonamide, hydrolyzine, isoniazid, and procainamide, SHIP group of drug. These causes systemic lupus erythematosus in some individuals. Uh, we should be conscious to give these drugs in these patients. Uh, and we also discuss about the as we know that in individuals in the Western countries, uh, the stylization process is fast. They are fast as stylator as compared to Indian people. So generally, earlier we used to give anti-tubercular medicine, which was alternate day in India, and daily day dose in Western countries earlier. Now it was daily dosing in India also. Warfarin resistance and phenytoin hydroxylation also occur because of different genetic makeup. So this is pharmacogenetics. As we discussed pharmacogenetics, then uh, we also discussed some other things also. Actually, what is pharmacogenetics? Is a different in genetic makeup. Some individual possess different properties, because different genetic composition, because of which some drugs uh, react differently. So the effect is different in these individuals. Uh, let's we talk about the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics also. Pharmacodynamics means what drug do to our body. Means if we ingest any drug, then what pathophysiological mechanism or what the change the drug do in our body. That we discuss in the pharmacodynamics. And what is pharmacokinetics? In pharmacokinetics, what our body do to drug. I mean, if we take some drug by oral or any route, then what our body do to these drugs. I mean, it include absorption, uh, distribution, metabolism, and excretion. I mean, if we take drug by any route, then how much it is absorbed, and what is its metabolism going on, and how is excreted. That we will discuss in the pharmacokinetics. Now let's we continue our discussion about the clinical trial. Uh, First, we have to, if we want to test any drug in India, then we have to write an application to the Drug Controller General of India, sit in the office of the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, which is head in India. Then afterward, we have to we get permission to test drug. Earlier, it should be used in animals. Then it should be used in if it is considered, if it found safe, then should be used in a human also. In first we have to do phase 0 clinical trial, in which we check whether their drug we give 1 by 100 dose or 100 microgram, whichever is less. Uh, Then afterward we do phase 1 clinical trial. In phase 1 clinical trial, 5 to 15 patients are taken, and we give drug to them, and we check maximum tolerable dose and pharmacodynamic properties also. Uh, now let's come to the phase 2 clinical trial. In phase 2 clinical trial, drug is tested in 50 to 100 patients, in which efficacy is tested, or and dosing is tested in phase 1 trial. Uh, then we come to phase 3 clinical trial. In phase 3 clinical trial, it is done in 500 to 1000 patients, where uh, we check efficacy uh, with the gold standard drug. I mean, so we found out how much efficacious this drug is. In phase 2 clinical trial, we compare our drug with previously existing drug which was already present, and then how much it's efficacious, or how much maximum tolerable dose which safely can be given to these patients. In it is not always necessary that we have to do phase 4 clinical trial, but some companies, good companies, do phase 4 clinical trial also. In phase 4 clinical trial, rare or long-term side effects are noted, uh, but it's not necessary that always you have to do phase 4 clinical trial also. If you like this video, then subscribe to my channel and hit the like button near it. Thank you.